So if you've seen my channel, you know I've analyzed pretty much every nook and cranny of the Splatoon 3 multiplayer information, but recently I've been thinking a lot more about the new respawn system. Not necessarily about what we know, but more of why are they doing this new respawn system in the first place? Obviously, a lot of players hate spawn camping, and I've covered that in its own video, and Splatoon 3 wants to stand out a bit more, but I think there's a bit more to it than that. I think they're really trying to overhaul the respawn system, and I've come up with 5 ways I think it can drastically improve the game. Before I get started, if you want to see more Splatoon 3 content from me, I'd really appreciate hitting that subscribe button, as it helps me out a ton. Also, yes, the respawns are always in the sky. We've seen them respawning up there in the first trailer, so it's not just the start of the match. Not like it would make a lot of sense to make a whole new midair spawning thing only to use it once anyway. But with that out of the way, here's 5 things a new respawn system could drastically improve on. Number 1, a potentially faster respawn time. So for those who aren't familiar with the pro scene, deaths are really punishing in Splatoon 2. Japanese players will even apologize when dying at bad times because it's such a big factor in terms of how the game plays out. And with how fast Splatoon is, I agree that they are way too punishing. But at the same time, Splatoon 1 a quick respawn where everyone got back into mid in 5 seconds was way too drastic, and I think Splatoon 3's respawn time could be a great way to find a middle ground. Here's what I think the devs might do. Since you have to super jump in after your respawn, I think they're going to reduce the length of the respawn time by about the same as a super jump. So basically, if you respawn and super jump to your spawn area, it's about as fast as respawning in Splatoon 2. But if that's true, respawning and super jumping to a teammate would be around 1.5 to 2 seconds faster than a normal respawn. So it would have faster respawns, but only if you have teammates to jump to. This would reward players who do a good job of staying alive by giving their team faster respawns, and it would be great for making sure players know that going 4 down is really penalizing. Number 2, better spawn areas. This is something I talked about a lot in my spawn camping video, which is that a lot of maps have basically no area in your spawn that can lead to very easy and frequent spawn camping. However, if you don't have this invincible barrier protecting you, then the devs really would need to make sure that the spawn area that you jump into is fairly safe, with a lot of ways to exit and plenty of ground that the opponents can't get to. Therefore, this means we should get a lot more of the better respawn areas like in Flounder Heights, and reduce the frequency of spawn camping. I also want to tie this point with number 3, which is multiple spawn areas, a concept I haven't heard many people talking about. There are some stages, especially in Splatoon 2, with multiple spawn areas, such as Mako Mart, where Turf War has one, Rainmaker has one, and Tower, Clan Blitz, and Zones have a different one. That's 3 respawn areas trying to adjust for the modes. There's also some map and mode combinations that it's really difficult to set one area to spawn to and push out correctly, so I think having 2 spawn areas split up a little bit could make defending a lot easier. Again, this would be a very map-dependent thing, especially for larger stages, but I think in the right situations, this could reduce a lot of the awkward spawns that Splatoon 2 has. Number 4, this would be a much-needed nerf to quick super jump. So this is another thing that's more applicable at a pro level, but seriously, everyone should be using this. A lot of people use only a few subs of quick super jump on their builds, and the reason is because, oh well, if I mess up and I'm gonna die, have to wait like 9 seconds to respawn, and take a 50% special penalty, why don't I just jump to my spawn shield? Especially if I have a special like Stingray that I can use from that area. Basically, super jumping to spawn is Splatoon 2's get out of jail free card, and I think the new respawn system is a great way to nerf this in either one of 2 ways. Either one, you can super jump out into the sky area, but you wouldn't be able to use anything from there, and would have to commit another super jump to get to the spawn area, and then use your special, which would make it take slightly longer, and is an okay solution, I guess. Or, a potentially even better one, what if you can't super jump out to spawn at all, and can only super jump to teammates? You could still super jump out of a bad situation, but you would need to ensure you have someone safe to jump to, and since backlines are especially the people who use this get out of jail free card, they're the ones who are less likely to have a teammate safe to jump to, since, you know, that's kind of their job. I like the idea of keeping super jumping out as an option, but making it so it's not a get out of jail free card. It's a gamble on if you have a safe jump, and if it's wrong, that jump's just gonna die anyway, just even later, making it an even worse death. Number 5 is encouraging awareness. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? Well, like with previous points, it can mean that you have to work together more with your team, since super jumping in is now way more rewarding than going to your normal spawn. But it can also refer to the fact that you respawn in the air, giving you a nice vantage point of everything. Not everyone opens the map like they should when they're dead to tell what they should do next, and having people respawn in the sky can give them a nice vantage point of what exactly is going on. It's a nice small way to give less experienced players more information, while also just being a really damn cool visual. During the first Splatoon 3 trailer, I didn't really think too much about the new respawn system, but after giving it some thought, there's clearly a lot of potential there to improve on the game. Let me know what you guys think of the new respawn system, or any mechanics you would like them to add to it. And with that all being said, I'll see you guys in another video.